The first time I met the alien vampire queen, she was standing in a cathedral made of bone and crystal, and everyone else in the room was on their knees. Everyone except me. That wasn't bravery. That was paperwork fatigue. I was Elias Moore, cultural liaison for the Terran Diplomatic Corps, which was a fancy way of saying I got sent places no one else wanted to go, usually because the locals had sharp teeth or an unsettling habit of eating ambassadors. The Varkal Dominion checked both boxes. They were ancient, nocturnal, hematophagic, and ruled by a monarch whose title translated, rather dramatically, into "she who drinks suns dry." The reports also said her face caused psychogenic terror in most species. I believed them the moment I looked up. Her Majesty loomed at the far end of the hall, draped in living shadows. Her skin was pale as moon-bleached stone, stretched over elegant, in human angles. Her obsidian eyes reflected the light like mirrors dipped in ink. Her mouth, when it parted, revealed layered fangs that folded and unfolded like a crown of knives. A pair of elongated horns curved back from her temples, etched with bioluminescent sigils that pulsed in time with her heartbeat. Around me, hardened alien warriors shook. A delegation of reptilian mercenaries had fainted outright. I just sighed and adjusted my datapad. "Elias Moore of Earth," boomed the herald, voice trembling. "You stand before Queen Nyxera of Rael, eternal sovereign of the Varkal." Nyxera tilted her head. The shadows shifted. Her voice, when it came, was low and melodic, like a funeral hymn sung by stars. "You may look upon me human," she said. "You may scream. You may flee. You may beg." I did none of those. Instead, I squinted. "Your acoustics in here are amazing," I said. "Natural resonance. Or did you engineer it?" The entire room froze. Nyxera blinked. "Once. Twice." "No one," she said slowly, "has ever commented on my architecture." "Shame," I replied. "It's gorgeous. Bit heavy on the bones, but I get the aesthetic." A murmur rippled through the hall. Fear, outrage, disbelief. Nyxera rose from her throne, descending the steps with predatory grace until she stood directly in front of me. She was taller than any human I'd met, her presence pressing down like gravity. She leaned close. "My face is scary," she said softly. "Does it not fill you with terror?" I looked at her properly then. Not as a threat assessment. Not as a briefing bullet point. Just her. "I mean," I said, choosing my words carefully. "It's intense." "But scary?" "No." Her eyes narrowed. "You lie." "No," I said. "I've seen scary. I've seen what war does to civilians. I've seen planets strip mind into skeletons. I've seen children learn to flinch at shadows. Compared to that," I met her gaze. "You're beautiful." The silence that followed was absolute. Nyxera recoiled as if struck. Beautiful. The word echoed through her mind like a forbidden spell. She had been worshipped, feared, obeyed, but never that. Her reflection had shattered mirrors. Entire species had fled at the sight of her unveiled face. Her own kind avoided looking at her for too long. "You mock me," she hissed. "I really don't," I said gently. "Your symmetry's incredible. Those markings, are they bioluminal? They respond to emotion, don't they? And your eyes, 4 perspectives at once. That's not monstrous. That's magnificent." Something ancient cracked. Nyxera turned away, her cloak of shadows flickering erratically. "Leave me," she said, "before I remember how to kill you." "I can," I said. "But I think you called this meeting for a reason." She paused. The Varkal had been raiding border systems, not for conquest, but survival. Their star was dying. Their biology required stellar radiation filtered through blood-fed photosynthetic organs. Without a solution, their empire would collapse into extinction or endless war. Humanity had a solution. We always did. In the days that followed, I remained in the Bone Cathedral, not imprisoned, but invited. Nixera watched from the shadows as I explained human stellar engineering, artificial suns, and voluntary blood donation programs that didn't involve screaming victims. She listened. She asked questions. And sometimes, late in the dim hours before dawn, she asked something else. "Human," she said once, standing beside me at a balcony, overlooking a dead world. "Why did you say what you did?" I didn't pretend not to understand. Because you needed to hear it. Her reflection shimmered faintly in the glass. My own people fear my face. Then they've forgotten how to look, I said. Over time, she began to appear without her shadow cloak. The court trembled, but obeyed. When negotiations concluded, the treaty was signed not in blood, but in light. Human engineers and Varkal scientists standing side by side to ignite the first artificial star in their system. When it flared to life, Nixera wept. Vampires weren't supposed to cry. But her tears glowed like liquid starlight as they traced her alien features. "You changed my fate," she said. "No," I replied. "You let us help." On the day I departed, she met me at the gates. "My face is still scary," she said, almost shyly. I smiled. "So is the night sky. Doesn't stop it from being beautiful." She bowed, not as a queen to a subject, but as one sovereign to another. Humanity's reputation spread quickly after that. We weren't the strongest. We weren't the oldest. But wherever monsters ruled in fear and isolation, humans arrived with open hands and stubborn hearts. And sometimes, all it took to save an empire was the courage to look a monster in the face and tell her she was beautiful,